ahead. Parliament introduces stringent security measures ahead of today's proceedings. NPP caucus assures chaos-free sitting as NDC vows to use newfound majority status to abolish e-levy and betting tax as they describe the Supreme Court's directive to stay decision on vacant seats as unconstitutional. We have details of these and other stories. Please stay. Thanks for staying. I am Evelyn, Araba, Aidoo. Remember, you can watch the bulletin live on Facebook and on X at GHOne TV. Of course, we begin the bulletin this morning from Parliament as the House has introduced stringent security measures for all proceedings starting today, that is Tuesday, October 22, in response to the ongoing constitutional debate concerning the status of 4 parliamentary MPs. The measures outlined in a press statement signed by Frederick Bauer, retired Deputy Marshal of Parliament, are aimed at ensuring the safety of the Speaker, MPs and staff during this sensitive period. The statements urge all MPs to comply with the enhanced security procedures, which require that they, along with staff and members of the press, undergo thorough screening before being granted entry into the chamber. This measure is intended to reinforce the parliamentary security apparatus, ensuring that every individual entering the premises is properly vetted. In a significant policy change, bodyguards accompanying MPs will no longer be permitted to enter the chamber. MPs, many of whom rely on their personal security detail, are now expected to adhere to this regulation for the greater good. This follows recent political and legal developments where the minority evoked Article 97(1)(g) of the 1992 Constitution, questioning the occupancy of 4 parliamentary seats. The Speaker declared the seats vacant on October 17. But the Supreme Court intervened on October 18, staying the ruling and allowing the affected MPs to continue their duties until a final decision is made. Still on that, the Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, has strongly urged all members of Parliament, political parties, the executive and the media to act with maximum restraint and prioritize peace as the nation approaches the 2024 general elections. The center also called on stakeholders to have a sense of responsibility and respect for the letter and spirit of the constitutional principles and processes that underpin Ghana's democracy. While expressing concerns over the ongoing constitutional and political tension in the chamber, CDD Ghana called on the MPs to avoid actions that could escalate tensions in today's proceedings. Additionally, CDD Ghana encouraged Parliament to comply with the Supreme Court's directive regardless of differing opinions. And we are still staying on this issue as the matter is still pending. Now, leader of the NPP caucus in Parliament, Alexander Kwamina Afenyomakin, has assured of a chaos-free sitting in today's proceedings as the MPs return. The public is highly expectant of a showdown between the two caucuses following a ruling by the Supreme Court freezing declaration of seats of 4 MPs vacant by the Speaker. In an exclusive interview with GHOne News, Afenyomakin insists that the Supreme Court is well within its powers to ensure such directives. According to the Ifutu MP, his side will not join the NDC to throw the House into chaos, but simply walk out or not show up at all if need be.
But I want to tell her too, he should be careful of the hawks. He has his brand to protect. This politics we're doing, there's always a tomorrow. So if these hawks are pushing you and they think it's part of a strategy to whip up support to win 2024, well, I pity the strategy. I pity the strategy.
Even though they failed press conference to tell us what they are going to do from tomorrow. They are going to cancel e-levy, the Becton tax. Because they have majority now.
Who signs the bill? Who signs the bill? For an enactment to be properly so called, an enactment, it has to be assented to. All right?
Right.
So Speaker is going to preside over those amendments and repeal. Oh, really? Then it means there's a grand design.
All right, so we're wrapping up the conversation, but how is campaign going for the MPP going into the elections?
Very positive.
It is possible.
I mean, so I think this is one election that both parties have invested heavily into research. And I know on authority that the NDC knows that it is losing a lot of their parliamentary seats. It's all part of the games they are playing. I'm telling you.
You know on authority.
I'm saying that this is one election that both political parties have invested heavily in research. Into research. And they are aware. You know, Mr. Aidoo Nketia went to Central Region and made some comment, you know, and all. It was all aimed at trying to tell them that, hey, why are you voting NPP? If elections were to be held today, we'll get majority of seats.
A clear majority.
I'm telling you.
Now, away from Parliament, more than 27,000 public service workers have embarked on an indefinite strike over government's refusal to pay their respective institutions' specific allowances. The workers maintain the denial of the allowance is financially constraining them. The striking institutions, which include the Electoral Commission, National Commission for Civic Education, the Ghana Meteorological Services Department, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Ghana News Agency, Ghana Revenue Authority, and Ghana Standard Authority, Ghana AIDS Commission, Ghana Airports Company, and Audit Service of Ghana are demanding the allowance in two folds. That's Government Support Services Allowance and Public Services Administration and Equity Allowance. Series of engagements by the union leadership with the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, acting as government negotiator, did not yield the expected results. On Monday, the news team visited some of the striking institutions. As the country's election management body, the Electoral Commission, the strike took full effect as all supporting staff and senior members of the union at the commission stayed away from work. The leadership of the union is resolute in its decision despite calls from some government officials on Monday to call off the strike. But the union insists not backing down on its demands until government meets the demand of their members. Now, the Food and Drugs Authority, FDA, is partnering with security agencies to track down individuals involved in the illegal packaging and sale of hazardous water labeled as galamsey water. The FDA emphasized that packaging and selling unwholesome water not only violates public health regulations but also endangers lives, warning the public of its serious health risks.
A few days before the bishops of Accra protested against illegal mining and its devastation impact on Ghana's water bodies, a disturbing trend emerged on social media. Street vendors were spotted selling colored sachet water, boldly marketed as galamsey water. They linked this new product to the rampant illegal mining activities known as galamsey, which continue to wreak havoc on the environment. In a statement released on Monday, October 21, the FDA's Chief Executive Officer, Delis Mimi Dakon, expressed concern over this dangerous practice. The FDA emphasized that the packaging and selling unwholesome water not only violates public health regulations, but also endangers lives. They warned that this illegal activity is a breach of the Public Health Act 2012, Act 851, and called on the public to avoid supporting or purchasing such products. The FDA assured the public of their commitment to collaborating with security agencies to identify and apprehend those involved. They urged the public to report any suspicious activities related to the packaging of unsafe water, vowing to take swift action to safeguard public health and consumer safety.
Now, the Chief Executive of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Elizabeth Saki, says steps are being taken to review the Assembly's bylaws to make it mandatory for solid waste to be separated as sourced by households, hotels, and other companies. Speaking during the commissioning of an on-site demonstration of DAS biogas plant, a biogas system which converts organic materials, including food waste, into clean cooking gas for both domestic and industrial use, the Mayor of Accra disclosed the biogas tailor-made system will help reduce large volumes of organic waste to landfills and, as a result, mitigating harmful gas emission in the capital.
It is estimated that the city of Accra generates over 120,000 metric tons of waste daily, a situation city authorities have been working assiduously to address through a number of initiatives with supports from the private sector. One of such initiatives is a game-changing and innovative technology called the DAS biogas plant, which processes up to 180 tons of organic waste daily. Speaking at the commissioning, Chief Executive of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Elizabeth Saki, disclosed that the rollout of the biogas technology perfectly fits into the Assembly's blueprint of making it mandatory for solid waste to be separated at source.
The Assembly is determined to ensure that the traditional waste disposal methods such as landfilling and incinerations would become a thing of the past, and currently implementing metro-wide solid waste separation. In furtherance to this, steps are being taken to review the Assembly's bylaw to make it mandatory for solid waste to be separated as sourced by household, hotels, and other companies.
Founder and Chief Executive Officer of DAS Biogas, Enoch Kofi-Buedu, emphasized the importance of DAS Biogas as it provides a sustainable solution to drive cleaner cities and greener lifestyle, while encouraging households to sort their organic waste and convert it into cooking gas as a means of reducing the dependency on LPG.
The design, we started way back 2016 to come up with a system that can turn kitchen waste to cooking gas. And through the journey, in 2022 we were able to come out with this unit, and we have tried, tested it, got feedback from clients, and we have refined it, and now we have homes using this, powering their homes, their stoves, and their generators. So this is what we are trying to populate and to encourage, that all households need this setup in their homes, and when they sort their waste, all the organics can be diverted to this unit so that the landfill will be saved from this organic waste.
According to the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, the rollout of the biogas technology on a wider scale will ensure that the traditional waste disposal methods, such as landfilling and incineration, would become a thing of the past.
And this is where we end GH Today News with me, Evelyn, Araba, Aidoo. But remember, GH News will be, GHOne TV News will be live in Parliament to bring you all the updates that you need to know in today's proceedings. Coming up shortly is GH Today with Flanta Papanko. Please stay.